What's up? Good morning. How's everybody doing? Good to see everybody here this morning. Thank you for being here. Back out here on the walk and talk. Got a pretty good one for today that we want to talk about this morning. Let me know if you guys can hear me. If you have any issues with the audio, you know, if they're... Make sure when you drop in, as always, guys, take a look at the poll. Do the survey. Let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. Today on this walk and talk, and we're going to get started moving, people. Today on this walk and talk, let's talk about getting things done. Let's talk about being productive. As always, let's do it with discipline. Let's do it with determination. Let's do it with strength, with the understanding that to get anywhere, we got to get going. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a part of this journey. So, what does it mean? I mean, like, what does it really mean when we talk about being purposeful with our behaviors? Well, today I'm going to talk to you, and I want us to talk about comfort. How choosing the path of least resistance was a major part of our development. It was a major part of how we as humans became who we are now. But we have to do more. We have to continue to grow. I want to talk about that this morning. So as you guys come in, remember, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. It is now 6:16 in the morning out here on the East Coast of the United States. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for taking this walk with me, being a part of this journey this morning. Let's talk about development, growth, and movement, people. As always, drop in your location. I'm coming to you from Maryland. Today is the 10th day of the January. Happy AM birthday to my wife. I love you, sweetheart. Birthday's on June 16th, so 6:16 in the morning and 6:16 in the evening are both her birthday. Making sure we take time to let the people who we love know we love them, that we're thinking about them. You can take a look at my wife's channel, The Baby Birds. It's our family. It's a great channel. Follow, see how the things I talk about, I seek to implement in real life. How the importance of our behaviors, our intentions, and our actions translate into real world living. Let's consider and understand that the behaviors that we take and the movements we make will be determined by the thoughts that we have. So let's be intentional, people. Let's be purposeful. Good morning. Welcome in. Kodo, welcome in, Sophia. Thank you for stopping in and saying hello this morning. Thank you for being a part of the walk and talk, joining me. I'm here on the East Coast of the United States. It is still a little chilly. It's not as cold as it's been in the past few days, but it's still not springtime, people. January hitting, things change. Today we want to talk about comfort, what it means, why we seek it, and how it impacts us. I want us to look at it this morning not just from the way it currently is, but from where it's come from and how it's gotten to where it is. Welcome in, Vince. Thank you for being here. Everyone, again, as you stop in, make sure you drop in down below where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. Just share. It is now 6:19. I'm on the East Coast of the United States. And as always, guys, I want you to take a look at my little neighborhood from the top of the hill. 6:19 now in the morning. Thank you for stopping in, guys. Let's take a look. Welcome in, Florida. Thank you. We are on the same time zone. I think if you go out towards that panhandle, going towards Tallahassee and destinations further west, that time zone changes in there somewhere. Here we go, guys. My view from the top of the hill. Thank you for being here this morning. Thank you for stopping in. Welcome in, Braden. Thank you for dropping in. Good morning. God bless you all. It's truly a beautiful place. So guys, this morning we're talking about comfort. We're talking about how we get to a comfortable place. We're talking about how we seek out comfort and what the purpose of comfort is. In our early development, seeking out comfort was super important because it wasn't comfort we were seeking, it was survival, right? So the path of least resistance is the path we traveled not because we were purposely looking for a place with no resistance. We traveled this path because the path of least resistance was the safest. In a world without structures, in a world without defense mechanisms or mass-produced weapons, the avoidance of danger was important for survival. It was how we stayed alive. It was a fight or flight mechanism. And for so much of human existence, flight was the safest thing to do. But at some point, there had to be a thought of, I don't like living like this. The advancement of humanity came from a place of, this is not enough for me. I'm not just going to cower in a hole and eat what's left and hide from what the rest of the world is. That's not our mandate. That's not the purpose we were given. And so in order to change that, we had to stand up and we had to become active. We had to find out that when we talk about fight or flight, the challenge that is on the other side of the fight, and we're not talking about winning the fight all the time. We're just talking about being in the fight. When we look at our lives and when we look at everything out in front of us, guys, when we take a look at the places we say we want to go, the things we say we want to achieve, just being in the fight is the start of the process. It's not about whether or not you're winning the fight, because you have to prepare for the fight. You have to get ready for the fight. You're already getting better. Just understanding that there's a challenge in front of you that you are going to at some point face because you're trying to be more. You're trying to do more. You're trying to achieve more. You're just trying to achieve at all. When we go into this understanding and the mindset and the reality of knowing that when we make these moves, when we grow in this way, that we are looking to change our current way of experience life, and understanding that comfort It's killing us. Spending our days satiated, sitting, and for many, unhappy in that space. It's preventing us from growing. It's preventing us from getting to the places we want to be. That's avoidance. We are no longer in a place where survival is determined or driven by what we can stay away from, what dangers we can avoid, what difficulties we can overcome. We are no longer in that space. And because we are no longer in that space, then now we have to be able to understand our development is on us. As a child, we sit down and they put things in front of us and they say, you need to learn this. You need to learn this. We have to present children with challenges. This is how you learn to read. This is how you learn to spell. This is how words are constructed. This is how you develop. This is how you get up in the morning. This is how you prepare yourself. Here are these challenges. Face the challenge, overcome the challenge. You learn in that process not only how to do the thing that you're learning to do, but you learn how to embrace and understand the benefit of going into accepting and taking on challenges. So many of us refuse to do so. So many of us look at challenges, and even for those of us who are in a place where we are constantly looking for development, or at least we're looking in areas of our life for development, there are other places where we're avoiding. There are other spaces where we are avoiding that challenge, because when you look at a challenge, it's not on anybody else anymore. Your challenges can't be met by the people around you. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a relationship challenge, a challenge at your job, with your faith, with your fitness. The people around you cannot meet your challenges. Only you can. And when we come to the understanding and the acceptance that meeting challenges, meeting our own challenges, requires for us to be participatory in our life and seeking out those challenges versus avoiding them, this is where we find strength. This is where we grow. It's really easy to find areas that aren't as challenging and say, I want to grow in this space. Oh, well, I want to do this because this thing that's a challenge for other people isn't a challenge for me. But if I do this thing and I do this thing well, I can say, oh, well, you know, that's like I'm doing that. That's a challenge. Not for you, it's not. It's not a challenge for you. And I talk about this quite often. I talk about the difference between good and great. And everybody in certain categories are within those categories. But what separates the good ones from the great ones? What separates great athletes from good athletes? And when you hear the stories and you have the conversations, you understand greatness cannot be developed within the same mold or the arena as good. It doesn't come from the same place. They can't be born and driven and grown in the same way. So when they talk about great athletes, they talk about great players in sports, they talk about the GOATs, all of them tell the same story. You're like, hey, I came in, I said, man, I'm gonna be the first person in the gym. I came in at 6 o'clock. Kobe was already there. Jordan was already there. Bird, whoever, there was Peyton, Brady, whoever it is, they were already there. I left at 6 o'clock. They were still there. And when you look at these situations, why is greatness there before you? And why is greatness there after you're gone? Because being good fits into a 8-10 hour window. Greatness can't be challenged in that 8 to 10 hour window. I'll give you an example. If a person lifts weight The person looks for the resistance. He looks for the challenges. The individual, he or she, are developing their strength, and they've done it for years, and they go into the gym and they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna do a workout and I'm gonna lift 200 pounds. For some, 200 pounds is a challenge. But for those with great strength, 200 pounds may not even be touching. And so when that person who is great or has great strength works alongside the person who is good or has strength or who is strong, they're not receiving the same challenge. Not saying that they're better than the good person, just saying they're stronger. Just saying it's going to take a different challenge for them to reach their goals. It's the same thing for you. Stop assuming because it's easy for you to do what other people struggle at, that makes you great at it. No, it makes you good. In order for you to be great at it, you need to make it a struggle for you. You need to stop avoiding the things that continue to help you grow. Well, I'm good, man. Be great. The concept of greatness cannot go alongside avoidance. We must find tangible, practical, and real challenges within our days and our lives for us to truly start to grow. We can't continue to sit around here and say, hey man, I'm going to be great, and then we don't take on any great challenge. We avoid wherever we can, and avoidance is no longer a part of how we develop. Muscles develop up under resistance. Character develops up under adversity. Mental strength develops up under testing and challenges. We must seek this growth. Nemo, welcome in. Nemo says, so true. It's a pleasure to hear a black man speak properly and hear him express himself. I'm pretty sure it happens in a lot of places. It's not in the lack. There's no lack of intelligence in blacks, men or women. So what we have to understand, people, when we step in here and we start having conversations and we start looking at our life and we start looking at facing challenges and overcoming challenges, it is driven specifically by an understanding that our growth is on the other side of it. As I said earlier, it's not even about winning the fight. It's about understanding that there is a fight, there is a challenge, seeking it out and preparing ourselves for it. We can't do that with avoidance, people. We can't do it with not looking at our finances. You're not going to get better with your money because you're not looking at it, because you don't want to talk about it. Oh, it doesn't matter, I'm good. No. You got to look at your money. You got to see where it goes. You got to ask questions. You sit your money on the table, you keep your eye on it. Sit a $10 bill on the table. Test yourself. Sit a $10 bill on the table at a restaurant and then stand up and walk away from it. Watch what happened to your heart. Better yet, sit 100. Sit your wallet down. Sit your phone on the table. Knowingly, sit your phone on the table in a public space and then get up and walk away from it. You got your eye on your money. That thing has value. That thing's important to you. Listen, if you don't care about your money, you don't care about your relationships, you don't care about your fitness, you're not going to look at it. You're going to avoid it. You're going to act like there's nothing to it. There's no reason to talk about it. There's nothing there to look at. Good morning. Thank you for stopping in. Make sure, guys, as you check in, as always, let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you are. It's now 6:33 in the morning here in the United States, here on the East Coast. I'm coming to you live from Maryland. I want to thank you guys for being here, joining me, and allowing for me to share with you. This morning, we're talking about avoidance. We're talking about seeking out challenges and understanding challenges. Understanding how facing those challenges go towards our development, our growth. It is who we are. Getting over anxiety. First and foremost, let me share with you, I am not a clinical doctor. And if you have something that ails you to the point that it has kept you in the house for 2 years, I'm gonna definitely say pray, but also talk to someone. Overcoming anxiety is not a quick fix. Overcoming depression is not a quick fix. Overcoming mental and emotional challenges isn't something that you throw a motivational a motivational comment and hang a cat poster and all of a sudden it's going to be better. It's like anything else. It's a challenge for you, for the individuals who say, hey, I'm anxious, I have anxiety problems. You have built-in challenges. The great thing about it is, if you're facing that challenge head on, you're becoming stronger every day. You're growing every day. You're developing strength and understanding every day. What's going on, Ty? Welcome in. Thanks for being here this morning. Why does this even matter? Well, it matters because when we talk about growing and developing, there's a large segment of the world, and I don't know if people are looking at it, I don't know if you can see it, but there are people who are taking on challenges and who are growing, and there are people who are comfortable and who are consuming, and the consumers are constantly feeding and developing and helping the growth of those who are creating. It's avoidance. I don't want to deal with what's out there in the world. I don't want to deal with politics. I don't want to deal with the big businesses. I don't want to deal with the stealing. I don't want to deal with the fights, the anger. We want to put your head down. Hey, here's a place to be comfortable. Play this game. Hey, here, watch sports. Hey, here's a great television show. There's so many ways. Just bury your head in the sand. It's going to be a lot easier than facing the challenges that are out here. I got a new challenge for you every day. Those challenges don't belong to you. That's not your fight. That's anxiety. That is distraction. The politics. It's all designed to say, hey, look at all of these challenges in the world. Go home, play a game. Eat yourself something nice. Get a 401k and just hope you die before your money runs out. It is super important to understand that seeking out challenges, facing challenges, and developing ourselves is something that we do for ourselves. Even way in the beginning, as we developed as humans, there was still a need to work to get things done. We avoided danger, but there still was a requirement. I gotta go get something to eat. I want to thank everyone for being here this morning. Thank you for being a part of the Walk and Talk. It is now 6:37 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. I want to thank you for taking the time of being here, stopping in and allowing for me to share. We're talking this morning about avoidance and challenge. We're talking about how to meet challenges. We're talking about how to create challenges in the spaces where we need to grow. When we look at our own growth, we have to understand that these challenges are going to require for us to prepare for them. They're not going to go away. They're not going to just disappear. But it's what's on the other side of that challenge. It's what we're doing. It's that thing that we're becoming, what we're growing into. And we have to be prepared. We have to start preparing, and we have to get after it. Not a problem. Thank you. There are so many areas in our life where we just look away from. channel's called BNV Finance Fixers because I understand that finances is about finding the currency and resources to invest in developing a thing. What is the cost of making that thing happen? So many of us believe that finances simply means currency, and it doesn't. It means more. And so in order to fix our finances, in order to fix what we invest, where we invest it, and how we go about growing it, we have to have an understanding of what it is. And so the same way you have to look at your money, you have to look at your behaviors. If your health is in a bad place, look at your behaviors. Do you visit a doctor? Do you do any fitness? Do you work out at all? You feel your body deteriorating and you're not taking any action to counteract it. You feel your days just passing by and, oh man, I don't know what to do and I'm so bored. Seek that challenge out. I don't care if it's holding your freaking breath. There is so much in growing and understanding and meeting challenges. Good morning, how are you doing? People, when we talk about and we look at our development, we need to be able to start with repetition. And I share this all the time. Discipline has to be developed. Discipline is not about consistency, because you cannot be consistent at something that you have not learned the skill or gained the tools necessary to achieve. Discipline requires for you to spend time in just the repetition of it. I don't care what it is. You want to get up earlier? You want to be more proactive at the beginning of your day? Start getting up. No, you're not getting up and running yet. You're not getting up and changing the world yet, but you're getting up. That's like, hey, first thing you got to do is get up. Hey, you don't like where you're at on your job. You don't like what role you have. You don't like how your development is going in the company that you work for. Change it. Change your behavior, change your expectation, change the way you approach it. See, the challenge isn't in what they're having you do, because you've been there now for years and you keep showing up and you keep finding yourself in the same space, but you keep blaming everyone else for the space you're in. You want it to change, change it. How you are in your life is how you are in your life. Hey, look, check this out. Try this one. Try getting to work on time. Try that one. We're complaining about it. Try understanding what your responsibilities are, your role responsibilities, and meet them. Stop wanting or stop looking for a role or a advancement in your career or promotion, and you have no idea what the next level requires of you. You haven't even gone to the people who you work for, gone to the company to even understand, hey, what needs to happen? What skills need to be developed in order to take on this next role? And it's important. I'm going to tell you why it's important. Because if you don't know what you're working towards, then what are you working towards? So many people say they want things, but they don't want to do the work to get it. I want to get somewhere, yeah, but you're sitting down. Oh, well, I already did this. Who said you were done? This belief that I went to school, I graduated, I got a job, now if I just keep showing up, everything's going to be great. It's not how life works. It requires an investment. It requires time. Get off the boat now. You worried about the temperature and the climate change. My boss hired me to tell him what to do. That sounds like a nice job. People, what's going to be most important? What's going to be the most important thing in order for us to be able to continue to grow is to be able to focus on the things that are in front of us. I'm taking a look at some of these comments, guys. And here's the biggest thing. If there's something in front of you that you're saying, like even if you're saying, oh, well, climate change, we're going to be done in 20 years. Okay, well, do something. That's your challenge. And listen, if you think 20 years from now, things are going to be horrible, then, okay, well, then get yourself ready now for what 20 years from now is going to look like. That's your challenge. Face it. See, everybody wants to complain instead of converse, because when you converse, you create change. That's going to be important. I look confused because I'm reading the chat. Thank you for the sub. A heat-resistant suit. Challenge, what do they call it? Challenge executed, challenge made, something like that. The gauntlet has been thrown. We can't avoid problems. We can't stick our head in the sand and act like it's not happening. We can't stick our head in the sand and act like the world around us doesn't need our attention. Act like people aren't in spaces where they suffer. Like the things that are outside of our door, just a little bit outside of where I live, are not important. We can't do it. We can't avoid it. What we have to do is challenge ourselves to meet it in a space that's relevant and pertinent to us. So many people want to spend time complaining and spend so little time actually seeking out resolutions. True, you set goals and then you journey towards them. And it's about that thing, but if you don't have anything, if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have anything to work towards, well, yeah, life is going to always be ugly. Life is going to be horrible. You don't work towards anything. You don't want anything. Everybody already told you life is bad. You've accepted it. Now you're out here spreading your daily hate for being alive. Okay. Want something, get something. I'm glad I could help, Barry. Thank you for liking the lives, guys. I really appreciate it. It's very easy to get distracted, without a question. Chuck me in the clay. Oh. Guys, what I'm telling you, when I'm sharing with you, man, my voice just broke a little bit there. Did y'all hear that? Let's say I'm gonna edit that out. What I'm telling you and what I'm sharing with you guys is that when we start talking about any area of our life that we say we want to take control of, that we want to drive, we want to be responsible for the results of, when we talk about it and we look at it, it's going to have to be our responsibility to take action in that moment where we can be impactful. Indeed. Hello, welcome in, pro. Growth is going on in here. Welcome in, Johnny. Growth is always going on. People, when we come to a realization that we cannot avoid challenges and we have to seek them out in order to create our own development and to create our future, create what we're looking for, to become who we say we want to be and stop pushing it off on other people, it'll change our behaviors. It has to. It has to change our actions, because as long as everything that's happening in your life is someone else's fault, it's because of something somebody else did years ago, or it's because of something that somebody else is doing now, then the control of your life belongs in the hand of that individual. Take responsibility for it. That's the first thing you have to stop avoiding. Stop avoiding the role and the part you play in your own life. You have to get up. It's fine. People can be who they're going to be. They can act the way they're going to act. But you have a responsibility to get up and get into your, like, you live in your skin. Every day you wake up with you. Make it. Welcome in, Mike. Always room for growth. Whether you're homeless or the president, the day you stop growth and upgrade in yourself will be the end of positive pursuit. True. Growth requires you to seek it. Like, you have to. You understand everything in life, everything in the world that isn't growing is dying. Everything that's not growing is dying. That's not living is dying or inert. Doesn't have an existence. It doesn't have anything to contribute. You want to be a rock? All right, lay down, be a rock. But if you want to build, if you want to grow, you have to start to move things around. You have to start making changes. Welcome in, wake up. Thank you for being here. What's going on, Bruce? Welcome in. Thank you for being here this morning, guys. That's correct. Either life happens to you or you're living it. Listen, I've shared before, you can let things happen or make things happen. And a lot of people are happy with letting things happen. But when you make things happen, you are in control of your life. Life is about living. We've stopped living and we've just started existing. We're happy with existing. Oh, this is good. Oh, you remember what it used to be? I don't remember what it used to be. I wasn't there then. I don't. I've heard what it used to be. I remember what mine used to be. We have to keep growing, people. It is important. It is super important to understand when we pick up the challenge, when we pick up the challenges that are ahead of us in our life, it's giving us great opportunity to grow and become stronger and to become the version of ourselves that we say we want to be. Not just a version or a replica or a shell of what others expect us to be, of what others have told us we will be, who we will be, how we will be. Thank you all for being here this morning. I appreciate it. If you haven't had a chance to do so yet, guys, please do me a second. Do me a favor, go ahead, tap that thumbs up. Double tap. Doesn't really cost you anything. It's just a great way to say that you're here. You've been a part of the talk. You're enjoying it. If you'd like to contribute to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated as well. Please like, subscribe, and share. Get to know more about the channel, more about what we do, understanding that everything starts with focus and discipline. Exactly. Many people believe that life is happening to them, that the experiences are happening around them, or that they are in some way victim to life, versus being out there and living life. The thing that has to happen for us, the thing that has to make us more impactful in our own life is the realization and the ownership of our life. We have to take it on, people. We have to understand it. We have to be real and determined about it. We have to make sure that we are not just waiting for it to happen, we're making it happen. We have to understand the difference between, or we have to understand the purpose of and how to implement attention and intention. First, you have to pay attention to it. Then you have to work with intention in order to make things happen. I'm currently in a place in my life where I'm transitioning out of working for others into working for myself. But I can't change the way I work for others because it'll change the way I work for myself. Because how I work is how I work. How you work is how you work. What you do is what you do. It's who you are. And you grow until you're gone. You don't stop being well, again, I make this correlation to sports quite often. You don't stop being a good player for the team you're playing on because you want to play for another team. If you stop being a good player for that team, I don't know if anybody watches American football, but there was a linebacker on San Francisco who walked off the field, and without having any more information about it, the look was you quit on your team. And so there's 31 other teams in the league, and they're like, well, which one of y'all are going to pick him up? He's like, he walked out in the middle of the fight. We can't use him. We don't care how good he is. That shows who he is. So many of you are walking out in the middle of your life, in the middle of the challenge that is making you who you need to be. You're avoiding becoming who you need to be, and you're walking out. And then you think, okay, I'm going to walk into something else and give it the same effort. No, you aren't. You're not facing that challenge. You're not taking that challenge head on. You're not overcoming and growing in that challenge that is currently before you. That's funny. Got to get some rest. The playoffs are starting. Life hits hard. Hit it back. Be like cheap toilet paper. Rough, tough, and yeah. Oh man, yeah, that was funny. That was funny. We have to be engaged, people. We have to be invested. We have to know that when we start looking at our own growth and our own direction, that we have to do it in a way where we understand taking ownership of our behaviors, of our actions, gives us ownership of our future. We can't keep passing it off to others. That's how life transitions. When we start young, we don't understand. The first thing we do is we start young is we don't know that everything is a challenge. We just know we're not happy. Laying on the floor, I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't like laying on the floor. Y'all keep leaving me here. I'm gonna figure something out. Figure out a way to walk. Figure out how to get up. I'm not getting up because I know something else that I need to be doing. No, I'm getting up because you keep leaving me here and I don't like it. Everything requires for us to be active and engaged. My take on life is that everything that we do requires an attention and intention. Discipline requires for us to get started. And then once we get started, we have to understand that we have to be patient as we develop the skill. And then as we develop that skill and we become stronger, we become more. Drop a dono, I'll talk about that. Drop a donation in there and we can have that conversation. This conversation I'm having right now is about development. It's about growth. This conversation I'm having right now is about taking on challenges and facing them the way they are. Intention is very important. You got to pay attention on both sides. You're not going to drop a dono, I'm going to kick you. My conversation is not about that. Boom, you can go. Same thing with, Mike says, same thing with the intention of life. What is our intent? Yeah, that's a good one. That's for sharing. I'll dwell on this today. Thank you very much, Mike. Worry about, correct, quick. You're absolutely right. You don't have to worry about winning the fight if you're not prepared for the fight at all. So we have to stop avoiding, and we have to face that there's going to be a fight. Let's start getting, do you understand the process of getting ready for the fight is already making you stronger? You've already accepted the challenge. Beginning the process of gathering the skill, the talent, and the knowledge to be prepared for when the fight actually when it's upon you, starts with us getting prepared for it. You can't progress in your job because you don't know what's next. You ain't even asked nobody. You can't progress in your finances because you don't know what's next. You don't even know which way to look. You don't even know what questions to ask. You don't know how to progress in your relationships because you're not talking to the person. You're not sitting down and having the difficult conversations and preparing yourself for who you need to be in a relationship. You can't make somebody else in a relationship be somebody. All you can do is make yourself be somebody. You can't make somebody else in that relationship be anybody other than who they are. If they believe they need to change, if they think that they need to grow or they need to seek some challenges, that's for that individual. You can't make that mandate on that individual. You have to control and be responsible for who you are. Correct. I like that. Up here in Maryland, guys, I'm on the East Coast of the United States. It is now 7:01 a.m. Born and raised in Washington, D.C. Well, I was born and raised all up and down the East Coast, actually. I was born in D.C., but I was raised all up and down the East Coast. Did some traveling with my dad, but that's a story for another day. I know this, guys. I was working for a company, and it was a fitness company, and it was a couple, and they owned this company, and every day they would show up. They would show up in the business, and it was a gym. They had at that point, I think they had about 3 locations, and I'm there. I got hired as the fitness manager, and I asked, "Hey guys, when are you gonna stop coming in?" They're like, "Oh no, this is my business. I'm always have my hand in my business." Thank you very much, Quiz. I'm gonna always be involved. I'm like, I get it. I understand. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying when you're gonna stop coming in here, because right now this isn't your business. This is your job, right? And I was a fitness manager, but I knew I wanted to move towards being a facility manager. I wanted to be able to manage the gym. I wanted to be able to move into a space where I could help open new gyms and I could manage that and grow my career. I knew that there was more, but I'm working for a company where the owner shows up every day. You're not even leaving your business. I can't get your job because you won't stop doing it. There was a challenge that they needed to face and they didn't want to. And the challenge was, how do I stop coming in here every day? How do I develop a system and a trust and a belief in the people who I bring in here to do the job that needs to be done so I don't have to come in here every day? That's the challenge. Listen, if you're working for or with someone who has no vision of moving up or forward, that's a dead-end job. They're not going to give you the business when they pass. They're going to sell it, get the money to their children. You're just working. Work hard every day, be more than the sum of your parts. True. It's about intelligent investment in your future, people. It's about understanding that how you work is how you work. You don't work a certain way because of the company you work for. You work a certain way because that's how you work. Some companies appreciate it, some companies not so much. But then you start to understand your worth. Ooh, you want to start talking about becoming powerful. When you start to understand what you're worth as a person, what your value is as an individual, not just what your value is for this particular company and the money you bring in for this company, but your value as an individual that you bring to society, that you bring to the world, and you start to appreciate how much your time is worth to you, you start making changes. You start seeing things differently. You start making improvement. Welcome in, how are you doing? Thank you for being here. Checked in from Russia. Hey guys, thank you again for being here for everyone. Once again, as you check in, if you like, you can drop in the chat where you're checking in from, what time of day it is, where you are. If you haven't had an opportunity to do so yet, please double tap, give it a like, subscribe, share what you have here on the channel. Everything we talk about here is about finding the right investments into our lives to see ourselves grow. I appreciate the subscribe. And to find a way to continue to develop ourselves, because we have to understand and we have to be committed and we have to know that our development and our growth requires our active participation. It's okay to listen. I know that I am a creator. I know that as I move forward in life, I'm going to continue to grow. And I know as I continue to grow, I continue to build, I continue to grow my knowledge, grow myself, my understanding, my skill sets. I know I'm taking value into the future. And one of the great things about taking that value into the future is I know that not only myself, but my children, the people who I'm in contact with, all of those people are going to develop along the way as well. And that's value outside of myself. You're welcome. Enjoy your prayer. It's exciting for me to have the opportunity to face a challenge. We have to start to seek out the things we want. Welcome in. We have to start to do the work in order to see the goal. We can't keep expecting to see or achieve the goal if we're not prepared to do the work to get there. I'm gonna put that one up quick. They held that one for for review. I'm gonna let you get. I lived part of my life in Tennessee as well. I lived in Western Heights, Knoxville, Tennessee. Actually, where the apartment complex that I lived in Tennessee, at night we could see the lights from the stadium. I'm old, so I don't know if y'all remember those little pocket transistor radios. Had one of those, and we would sit out and listen to the game on the radio and look at the lights as they lit up the sky. It was like we were at the game. I'm not trying to go back to those days. I'm not. I like 4K TV. Listen. It's the memory is nice. The memory of the experience and the friends who I listened to the game with, that was nice. I'm not trying to go back to transistor radios. Listen, I like lossless audio. Who y'all talking to? Not trying to go back. Good morning. Barry, How to be genuinely positive when interacting with people. I'm starting to feel better. Taking action now sucks because I have nothing to show for it. Of course you do. You have every day. You have every day to show for it. Every day. You keep doing that. You have to understand that that growth and that development that you're seeing in yourself is the growth and development that you're looking for. And it's not about what you're showing others, it's about what you're showing and becoming yourself. See, when we do things, and that's one of the challenges that many of us face, is there's a belief that when we do things, we're doing it so other people can see us do it, right? If that's why you're doing something is to be seen, that's your reward, right? If you go out and you want to be seen and everything that you do is about being seen, that's your reward. People saw you. But if you're doing something because you want to grow, you want to benefit from it, you're trying to make money from it, you're trying to grow a business from whatever it is, focus on that thing that you're trying to achieve. And then it doesn't matter how you're seen. It doesn't matter how you're received. It matters about you moving closer and closer to that goal. Oh, most definitely. I remember I used to walk in Tennessee. I used to walk from Western Heights to the Boys and Girls Club. As a kid, I was like, man, that's not that far. Dude, I did that one day. I did that one year in the winter. I almost froze to death. I was like, Jesus Christ, why is it so cold in Tennessee? Oh, man. Guys, I want to thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate you being a part of the chat. Thank you for stopping in and sharing your information. Thank you for stopping in and taking the time to allow for me to be able to share with you. But let's understand, guys, let's keep growing. Let's stay positive. Let's continue to be the type of people that we want to see in our life. Let's continue to develop ourselves and grow. Let's continue to seek out and overcome challenges. Because overcoming a challenge, facing the challenge in itself is the first step to overcoming it. I've mentioned the different areas in life that you can overcome the challenges. We're talking about relationships, finances, we're talking about jobs, we're talking about education, we're talking about so many different ways that we can overcome and improve ourselves. Friendsville, Tennessee, between Knoxville and Maryville. Okay. I'm live. I'm not in Florida. Thank you for being here. God bless you as well. We have to continue to make sure we're using discipline to grow. Any of these things that we're looking to do, all of these challenges require for us to approach it with discipline. Discipline is quite simple. It starts with repetition. Repetition is just getting up and doing that thing. You don't have to grade it. You don't have to have a score on it. You may not do it right every time. You may not even get to it every time. But the repetition of that thing is saying, hey, I need to get up and get to this thing, right? I need to get up and I need to get this thing done every day, right? And then after you start doing that, after you start doing those behaviors of getting up and getting that thing done every day, taking on those challenges and doing that work every day. After we start doing that, we put ourselves in a position to be able to have patience to learn this skill, whatever that thing is you need to be doing. If it's on your job, there's something that you need to be doing. You have to pay attention. You have to act with intention, and you have to understand, I need to do this on a regular basis. Look at your job. Look at your job if it's in your career, and this is for a lot of people. For a lot of people, if you're working for a company, look at how many times you show up late, how many times you call out, how many times you leave early. I'm telling you to look at it because they're looking at it. And it impacts them. and the percentages grow quickly, it starts to impact their ability to do business. I'm not telling you that you got to go out here and you got to be a slave to your company. I'm telling you, you have to be responsible for your behaviors. Company expects for you to be here a certain amount of time. You say, man, when I'm here, I'm good. You're like, yeah, you are good when you're here. You're really good when you're here, but we can't rely on you being here. We can't rely on you getting this job done, this job that you do so well, this work that we greatly appreciate. We can't rely on the fact that you're going to show up and be able to do it. Because our records show that you're good for about 78% of the time. This doesn't mean that you're giving your life over to your job. It means you're taking responsibility for your behaviors. You entered into an agreement to provide certain services at a certain level for a certain degree of compensation. But the compensation isn't even for the work you do. The compensation is for your time, and that's the one thing that you're not doing correctly. They don't pay you for the work you do. The pay always comes afterwards. They pay you to show up. They pay you for the time to be there. And then your performance builds and you capitalize on that, and it may not be with that company. And that's what the saying, work harder on yourself than you do on your job, means. Makes sense, quick. Figure if I lay out, they'll figure out they don't need me. No, they need you. My wife was just sharing with me the other day. Her and I used to work in food service for quite a while. And food service is, I don't even mean like waiting or in actual restaurants. I mean like fast food service. And these companies take this approach that, who are you? You just making burgers. We want to turn and burn. All right, we'll give these jobs to 16-year-olds. We don't care. And my wife's brother, his wife or girlfriend has a job, and she needed to leave one day. So she got up and she left. Not because of anything unconsequential. She had to go because they have a new child and she needed to care for it. And the company was like, we don't care. You're here for us. And she's like, I've been here. I've been here pregnant. I've been here on nights alone. I've been here when no one else is here. And these are the things that just happen when you work fast food. And so when it came to the point where she left, she didn't go back. Next day, she was supposed to be, she didn't go back. Didn't go back the day after that. They called. They was like, hey, are you coming back? What are you talking about? I quit. No, don't quit. Don't quit. No, we understand you had to go. See, when you start to understand what your value is, when you start to understand what's important to you and you make those things first, you put those things first, that's you having value in your life. That's not you telling the company that they don't matter. That's you telling the company my life matters more than you. The company came back to her. I believe she was recently offered a job, a position with the company now to move into like an assistant manager position or something like that. But the thing that you have to understand that's important for us people is to understand that when we pay attention to what's important and we act with intention. She didn't leave that day to get promoted. She left because there was something that needed to be done. And so she had to take action. Don't leave your job because you're trying to get your job to respond to you in a certain way. Work the way you work, and then take action that needs to be taken because it's the action you need to take. We have to understand the actions that we take are not intended to get a response from others. said Teamwork did not pay me since 2000. Is that the name of the company? Did you quit in 2000? Did you quit in 2000? The concept and the understanding that in order for us to be able to get things done, we have to face challenges. We have to stop avoiding them. We have to understand it's a challenge as a mother with children. My wife can tell you more about the experience. It's a challenge as a mother to get up and understand that this thing that I'm doing for my family, this behavior and this action that I'm taking to support and help my family may not be seen in the same way by others. But it's the thing that needs to happen. That money that they keep saying, hey, come get this money, is not helping my family in the way my presence is helping my family. So I'm not walking away from this job because I want you to offer me more money. I'm walking away from this job because my presence and my family has more value than me being here right now. And the money that you're exchanging for my time. It's a beautiful thing to start to understand your value, your worth, what you're worth, where you're going, who you are. It is a wonderful thing. And that's what happens when you go away from avoiding and you start accepting challenges. You start seeking out challenges because you start to overcome them, and then you start to see for yourself how valuable and pertinent you are in your own life. Once again, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for dropping in. If you haven't done so yet, please double tap the screen. Give me a like, a thumbs up. Really appreciate it. I want to thank everybody for being a part of today's walk and talk. It is now 7:21 in the morning here in the Northeast. Today should be a great day, people. It is Saturday. It is now the 10th day of January. So it should be a good Saturday. Weather warmed up a little bit. We'll see how long this lasts. But let's continue to take action, people. Today's conversation is about the difference between avoiding challenges and facing them head on. We have to stop avoiding challenges. We have to stop avoiding life. We have to seek out the areas that we want to grow in, and we have to put in the work to grow. We have to make it a mandatory behavior and action for us. We cannot get to these places in life unless we're prepared to invest in getting there. And it starts with an investment of ourselves, with paying attention to what we're trying to do, acting with intention, building with discipline, repetition with patience is how we develop and learn the skill. Then we need a purpose or a goal so we can grade our growth. That's where we become consistent. We can't have consistency. We can't be consistent in something that we don't have the skill or the talent to do. And we cannot have consistency without having a goal. There's nothing to grade. And then we persevere. We persevere through our own challenges in our own times when it seems like it's more difficult than it needs to be. We have to make sure that we are grounded in understanding who we are, how we're growing, and where we're going. If we don't have this understanding, if we don't take these actions, if we aren't prepared to challenge ourselves in our own areas of difficulty, in our own areas of shortcomings, then we can't sit around and expect others to reward us for the work we refuse to do. Yep, it's real time. 7:23 in the morning here on the East Coast of the United States. I'm live and I'm not AI, guys. Just so you know. This is actually me Thank you for being here this morning, guys. Thank you for stopping in. If you haven't done so yet, please drop a thumbs up. Like, subscribe, and share, guys. What we're doing, where we're going, and where we're headed, people, requires for us to be engaged. It requires for us to be a part of that driver. So let's stop sitting back and letting life define our next steps, right? Let's stop sitting back and letting the experience of others, the challenges of others, the difficulties of others to design or decide our next steps. Let's make those decisions on our own. Let's be intentional with our behaviors. Let's persevere. Let's focus, whether it's your finances or your job. It doesn't matter where it is right now, people. What does matter is that you're up, you are determined to achieve your goal, and you're doing the work every day. Today is Saturday, January the 10th. It is now 7:25 in the morning. I would like to take a moment, people, to say thank you for being here. Thank you for visiting the Walk and Talk, for sharing. For all of you who have shared, thank you very much. If you'd like to see the channel continue to grow, there are ways for you to contribute directly to the channel. For those of you who are a part and have been following, for the subscribers who have been following the $10 a day financial challenge, I updated that information last night for subscribers only. I'll also be continuing to update the information as we go along. If you would like to be a part and see how it's working, you can contribute and watch as we grow the account. We did open the brokerage account this week. We started on the 5th, and we're investing $10 a day every weekday of the year. So Monday through Friday. So there's $50 in there. The contributions that come in during the event while we're on, those monies are also invested. YouTube does only, YouTube makes 70% of what is donated available. That's the payout. So $5 chat or super chat, whatever the thing is called, turns into $3.50, and $2 turns into about $1.40. So we'll be adding that. We're gonna just round that up and put another $5 into the investment. And as we continue to grow, you're gonna be able to watch, follow. Right now, we're just putting the money into the brokerage account. We haven't made any investments, but guys, make sure to check in on Fridays. I go live on vertical and horizontal, and we have a conversation. We talk about how this investment strategy works over time, how we have to compound what we do, and then we take a look at, are we eating our legacy for lunch? Are we leaving our legacy sitting on the table? Or are we leaving it into a subscription that we don't watch, right? And so how much money a day are we leaving out there? Do we need the energy drink? Do we need the soda? Do we need the sandwich? Do we need the snack? And those things start to add up. And we can see over the course of a week that we may be leaving $50, $75, $100 in other people's pockets that we could be paying into our future. And so we're gonna just look at this. This is just $10 a day for the 5 days in the work week to see what this looks like as we invest and grow and move towards the end of the year. I want to thank everybody for having stopped in again this morning. It's always exciting to be able to be a part of development and growth. I'm excited about my future. I'm excited about what we're going to get done this year. I want to continue to encourage you guys to act with intention and to pay attention, to take a look at yourself, your life, and your direction, and be purposeful in your activities and your behavior. Thank you, Quick. Needing a monster coffee. Get your drink, Quick. I want to again, guys, say thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing for me to share with you this morning. Be bold as we continue to move throughout the year, guys. Be determined, be strong, be resilient. Do not allow for the things around you to determine who or how you'll be. You need to impact your environment more than your environment impacts you. This is how we truly make change. It's not that early anymore. It's 7:30. So, but let's get up. Let's be active, people. Let's continue to focus on growth and development. Today's Saturday. We're heading into the start of another beautiful week. Great things are ahead of us. I want to thank everyone again for being here. Please tap into the challenge, people. Tap into the challenge for yourselves. See how much money are you leaving out there? Can you get back $3 a day? Can you get back $1? Can you get back 50 cents? And then let's look at what taking that money back out of every day and moving it into our investments look like, moving it into our future looks like. Because this is not about being rich. It's about understanding the value of your own time and how putting your money to work for you gives you that time back. How valuable it is to you, your family, and your loved ones. Just saw a squirrel fight. Listen, oh man, life's wonderful, guys. Thank you so much for being here this morning. I'm getting ready to get out of here. I have to get back in and prepare myself for the day. I want to thank you guys for being here. Thank you again for sharing. Continue to grow. Continue to move forward. As always, guys, I want to issue this challenge to you. Keep showing up, keep growing up, keep blowing up. Until next time, guys, have a great day. God bless.